Deadman's Pass is carved into the Pennsylvania mountains like an old scar, a narrow, winding road where fog settles early and sunlight struggles to reach the pavement. Locals don't drive it at nights unless they have no choice, not because of the turns or the steep drop-offs, but because of what waits in the quiet between them. The pass earned its name long before modern headlights. In the early 1900s, a freight wagon lost control on the descent and vanished into the ravine. The driver was never found. Days later, the horses were discovered miles away, wandering back toward town with broken harnesses and wild eyes. After that, accidents multiplied. Drivers claimed their brakes failed only on that stretch, engines died without warning, and always, survivors spoke of the same detail: a figure standing near the guardrail, motionless, watching the road like it belonged to him. In 1978, a state trooper documented the first official apparition report. A couple had swerved violently, insisting a man stepped into the road. When the trooper arrived, there were no footprints, no blood, no sign of anyone, only fog. The stranger part was the couple's certainty. They described him identically: tall, thin, dressed in something old-fashioned, his face pale as the mountain mist. Deadman's Pass doesn't announce itself with screams or warnings. It simply waits, and the mountain remembers every traveler who ever failed to make it through. The fog at the Deadman's Pass isn't normal weather. Meteorologists have tried explaining it: cold mountain air, sudden drops in temperature, moisture trapped between ridges. But locals don't talk about it like science. They talk about it like presence, because the fog doesn't just roll in. It gathers. Drivers describe the same moment: visibility shrinking too quickly, headlights reflecting back as if the road has turned into a wall. Sound changes too. Tires seem quieter, engines feel muffled, the world narrows down to a few feet of pavement and whatever waits beyond it. And that's when people start seeing them, not ghosts in the theatrical sense, not floating shapes or glowing eyes, just figures. A man standing too close to the guardrail, arms slightly raised, a woman farther up the road, hair hanging damply, facing away. Sometimes a pair of silhouettes side by side, perfectly still, like they're waiting for something to happen again. In 2009, a tour bus driver reported slowing down after seeing what looked like an injured hiker waving for help. The passengers leaned forward, concerned, but the closer the bus rolled, the clearer it became. The figure wasn't waving. His arm was bent at an unnatural angle, frozen mid-motion. The driver blinked and the fog swallowed him. When the bus reached the spot, there was nothing there. Later, the driver admitted something worse. For the rest of the descent, he kept feeling as if the road behind them was filling up with people, not chasing, not running, just appearing, one by one. A retired paramedic from Altoona once told a reporter that survivors of Deadman's Pass accidents often say the same sentence before they even realize they're repeating history. I thought someone was standing there, not an animal, not a fallen tree. Someone. Deadman's Pass doesn't lure drivers with voices. It uses instinct. That sudden human recognition in the fog, that reflex to brake, to swerve, to look, and the mountain takes advantage of the smallest distraction. There is a reason Deadman's Pass never feels empty, because the mountain doesn't simply collect bodies, it collects moments. Investigators noticed something strange when reviewing accident reports over the last century. The details repeated too precisely, the same curve, the same braking distance, the same final swerve into the ravine. Different drivers, different decades, same mistake, as if the road was rehearsing tragedy. In 1983, a young man survived a rollover crash near the lowest bend. His passenger did not. He was pulled from the wreck shaking, bleeding, half-conscious. But before the medics could never even speak, he whispered something that froze everyone nearby. He was already standing there before we crashed. He insisted that seconds before losing control, he saw a woman in the fog near the guardrail, not waving, not screaming, just watching. Later, when shown photos of missing hikers from the area, he pointed immediately to one, a woman lost in Deadman's Pass in 1951. Same face, same posture, same impossible calm. That's what Deadman's Pass does. It doesn't create monsters, it preserves echoes. Locals say the fog is thickest on anniversaries of the worst accidents. On those nights, headlights catch shapes that aren't fully present, like memories refusing to fade. And the cruelest part is this. Most drivers who crash there don't remember swerving for an animal. They remember swerving for a person, a stranger in the road, a silhouette too human to ignore. Deadman's Pass doesn't need to push you. It only needs you to hesitate, to look, to believe someone is standing there. And for a split second, the mountain gets to replay the dead again.